Wagwan, my peoples, I'm excited to share with you today my list of the top 50 things to do here in Tampa Bay. And it does not matter if you are just visiting, you're living here, or if you're just vacationing. If you're planning on relocating to Tampa Bay, then stick around because this video is for you and I'm going to be dropping 10 hidden gems that only the locals know about. Let's go. What is going on, YouTube? If you are new to the channel, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. My name is Shandon Kaya, the host of the Living in Tampa Bay channel, and I am your trusted real estate advisor for the Tampa Bay area. I post a ton of great content on this channel to showcase what it is really like to live here in Tampa Bay, Florida. So if you enjoy what you see, please go down, like, comment, and hit that subscribe button because it genuinely helps me continue to create more content like this for you guys. If you're thinking about relocating to Florida, I am a licensed agent here in Tampa Bay, and I would be honored to help you find the perfect home and neighborhood here in Florida. So if that's you, go ahead and call, text, or email. I'm going to drop my contact information on the screen so you can get in touch. I'm sure within these past 4 to 5 years, you've heard about how Tampa Bay is just so great and how there's a huge influx of people moving here. Well, there's good reason. There's a bunch of culture, a lot of residential and commercial development happening, and investors are pouring a lot of money into this region to make it a better place to live. Another thing is Tampa Bay has something for everyone. They have a fast-paced lifestyle that's bustling and rapid, but they have suburbs where you can sit back, relax, and then you have St. Pete across the bridge where you can really enjoy that beach Florida lifestyle. And this is just my list. So if I forget anything or there's certain things that you feel like you enjoy that I didn't mention in this video, please go down and drop them in the comments. I love to hear from the viewers, and it's great for us to all share the things we enjoy so we can enjoy them together. So first up on my list is going to be Busch Gardens. It's located in Temple Terrace, about a 15 to 20 minute drive outside downtown Tampa, and it is the Tampa amusement park. They've got some wicked roller coasters, very comparable to some of the other amusement park that you've seen across the country. Adjoined to this is going to be Adventure Island, which is the water park portion of the Busch Gardens amusement park. And as you know, we have hot weather pretty much year round here in Florida, so you can get season passes to this place and really get the full potential of the amusement park. The next one, and a very popular destination, is the Florida Aquarium. It's located right downtown in the Channelside district, and you're going to know immediately when you see it because there's signs posted everywhere. I've been to aquariums all up and down the east coast of the United States, and I can tell you that there's not many that can compare to this one. Next on the list, and the kids are going to love this one, is Zoo Tampa at Lowry Park. It's right in the middle of Tampa, and they have just about any animal that you would expect to see at a zoo. The park is super family friendly and easy to navigate, and you can really make an enjoyable day out of visiting this place. Next is Zoo Adjacent. It's going to be horsepower for kids, and it's also in Tampa, and it's pretty much an animal sanctuary where kids can actually interact with some of the more domestic animals. They can ride horses, see peacocks, kangaroos, and things of that nature. This next one you may be a little more familiar with is the Tampa Riverwalk. It starts downtown in the Channelside district and makes its way north along the Hillsborough River, and it is one of the most scenic, beautiful routes. You can catch people walking, biking, running, and it is just a very, very pleasing outdoor experience. The next one is Dinosaur World. Now this is located in Plant City, just a little ways outside Tampa, but the tickets are only $25 and they have over 200 life-size dinosaurs, a mix of both statues and animatronics. Really cool if your young children are into dinosaurs. This next one has grown immensely in popularity since it finished, but the Epperson Lagoon up in Wesley Chapel is I believe the largest man-made lagoon in the United States, and they have beach volleyball courts, swim-up bars, and this is all in the middle of a residential housing development. So these residents do have exclusive access with their residency to, have a pass to the pool, but you can go as an outsider and just get a day pass to enjoy this as well. Right on time for this next one. Every year in January is the Gasparilla Parade. It is a celebration of the pirates who came and settled in the Tampa Bay area and people fill the streets all across Tampa, and there's just a wide mix of people dressed up as pirates, drinking. It's really just a big party. Out in Plant City, once annually, they have the Strawberry Festival, and it's pretty much just like a state fair. You have funnel cakes, fair fries, candy apples, and of course, some of the best, freshest, juiciest strawberries you can pick and eat. They are absolutely delicious. I have been a couple times already since I've lived here, and I definitely encourage going if you've never been. The next one is scheduled for February 13th this year, so coming up real soon is the Beer, Bourbon, and Barbecue Festival. It is essentially a cook-off slash brew-off for who has the best beer, bourbon, and barbecue in Tampa Bay. It is pretty sick. I don't know if I'll be attending this year, but if you're someone who gets into all three of those things, definitely a great choice for you. If you didn't know, Tampa Bay has a very large Latin community, and for that reason, we are proud hosts of the Margarita and Music Festival, where several vendors come out and produce some of the most delicious tacos and authentic Hispanic foods, as well as margaritas. And there's, of course, authentic and traditional music, obviously Latin inspired as well. This next one is for my ravers. We have the Sunset Music Festival, which takes place at Raymond James Stadium, and you have some of the biggest name DJs, names like John Summit, Martin Garrix, Calvin Harris, and so many more, even pop-ups from DJs like Austin Mills. It's one of the largest, if not the largest, EDM festival in Tampa. Much younger crowd, but still very, very fun if that's the kind of music you get into. This next one's super fun. The Sugar Sand Festival, which takes place at Pier 60 in Clearwater, is a sandcastle making event. So they make some of the most magnificent sand sculptures that you possibly have ever seen. So many people take part in this, and it's a really great family event, community driven, and really fun to be around. For those of you that don't know, Tampa Bay is home to MacDill Air Force Base, so we proudly host the Tampa Bay Air Fest, where men and women who serve in the Air Force fly the jets and put on pretty much a smoke show performance, that they drop trails out of the planes. It's really cool to see. Can be a little bit loud, but it is so as long as you wear ear protection, you should be fine. But we do honor our veterans and active military here in Tampa Bay because we are a military-friendly area. So if that's something that's up your speed, definitely would attend that. Now, these probably should have been mentioned earlier in the video, but everyone knows about the world-renowned beaches that Tampa Bay has. I mean, starting from Pier 60 in Clearwater, going all the way down to Pass a Grill in St. Petersburg, we have this long chain of beaches that some of them are ranked some of the best in the country. St. Pete Beach, Madeira Beach, Treasure Island, all really great picks if you're coming from out of town, or if you live here, probably beaches you'll definitely frequent, pretty often. Another beach that's not necessarily part of those chains I just mentioned, but Fort DeSoto is located at the southern tip of St. Petersburg, and it is an old abandoned fort from back in the war times that has been turned into one of the most relaxing, peaceful, secluded beaches in all of Pinellas County. One thing that really surprised me when I first moved here was the dedication to parks from both the local and state municipalities. We have Hillsborough River State Park as well as Alafia River State Park, and they are so beautifully maintained and manicured and very well taken care of. And as someone who is a conservationist, that is something I can appreciate. Would highly encourage visiting these if you're someone who loves the outdoors and nature. Now, this can be a little controversial, especially after what I said in that last clip, but we do have the Tico Manatee Viewing Center. Now, Tico is the electric company that services the majority of the Tampa Bay area, and I think because of where their plant is located right near the water, those waters tend to be warmer, so the manatees do come and visit those waters, and they actually have a viewing center where you can go see the manatee families that come in. And I don't know if they use them for breeding grounds or what, but there are a lot of them, and it is really cool to see. This next one I feel like is common sense, but the fishing we have here in Tampa Bay is pretty great. There are so many ramps and boat lifts and docks that you can launch out into both the bay and the Gulf, right into open water. And I feel like the fishing policies are a little bit more lenient than you might get in other places. And you can go off and catch, as many fish as you're legally allowed to, and have just a great day of fishing because we have great weather. You can go out on your boat, enjoy the sun, and catch some fish. Heading back into Tampa, in Temple Terrace, we have MOSI, or the Museum of Science and Industry, where they have educational programs focused on technology and innovation, as well as a planetarium and ropes course, and you can easily identify it by the massive blue glass dome that they have on the facade of their building. The next one is the Glazers Children's Museum, located next to Curtis Hickson Waterfront Park in downtown Tampa, where they have over 35,000 square feet of hands-on interactive learning experiences for children. It is really cool if you've never been. The museums don't stop there, because next we have the Tampa History Museum, a 3-story building that explores over 12,000 years of the region's history through interactive exhibits, film, and displays. We're going to jump across the bridge real quick to St. Petersburg, where we have the Dali Museum, located downtown right on the water. Obviously, after the famous Salvador Dali. If you're unfamiliar, you may know one of his most famous paintings, The Melting Clocks, but this museum is very immersive and displays some of his greatest works. I feel like this one also should have been mentioned a bit earlier, but it's a good midway point. We have some of the best professional sports in the country. We have the Tampa Bay Lightning, professional hockey, one of the best teams in the nation. We also have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We have the Tampa Bay Rays in the MLB. We also have the Tampa Bay Rowdies, which is a league or two underneath the MLS, but still nonetheless professional soccer. Tampa's history will tell us that the Native Americans settled here at one point, and for that reason we have the Seminole Hard Rock Casino, a very massive and somewhat luxurious casino, not too far off from any of the casinos you may have seen before. We're going back to downtown Tampa for our next item, and that is going to be the Straz Center. Now, this is not just a home for a single theater, but a major performing arts complex featuring 5 theaters, restaurants, a conservatory, and so much more. We're going to head over to East Tampa now to visit Centro Ybor. Now, this is one of the most culturally rich areas in all of Tampa Bay. It is lined with authentic Latin restaurants and events that you can just not find anywhere else. This area is the center point for the trolley stops that take you from Ybor City all the way to downtown Tampa in the Channelside district, and again, just so rich in culture and one of the staples of Tampa. On the opposite side of that coin, I would like to say is Soho Tampa, or the South Side. This is pretty much a one strip on South Howard Avenue where you just have a bunch of bars. It has really become more of a party or nightlife scene, especially for those students attending University of Tampa and USF. Lately, especially within the last few years, we've had a bunch of huge artists coming to Tampa because we have a ton of venues that can accompany them. This includes the Tampa Amphitheater, just a couple miles away from the Hard Rock Casino. And then you have Raymond James Stadium, as well as Janus Live in downtown St. Petersburg. I've seen some pretty big names across all 3 venues, including Denzel Curry, Smino, Men I Trust, Taylor Swift performed at Raymond James, and then Odessa over at the amphitheater. Now, if you're someone who likes to get a little more active, but not too active, Tampa is actually one of the best destinations for golf. We have the TPC golf course, which was actually built by the PGA Tour and remains as one of the destinations for the tour where professional golfers and amateurs alike go to play. We also have West Chase Golf Course. And if you're unfamiliar, West Chase is one of the most desired areas in all of Tampa Bay. A little more prestigious, high-end, posh, however you want to call it. But this golf course and country club is one of the highest rated in the state of Florida. If you're someone who loves shopping, Tampa is going to have exactly what you need. We have the International Plaza, which is just minutes from Tampa International Airport. So as you come flying in, you can hit this mall and it has all of the stores you need. Everything from luxury to department stores to all the food and other smaller stores in between. And if you're shopping, that probably means you like to have a nice meal, and there's some fine dining, including steakhouses in Tampa Bay. And some of the top ones just that come to my head that are pretty renowned in the city are Burns Steakhouse, Capitol Grill, Charlie's, and Council Oak. If you're someone who enjoys a refreshing drink or a nightcap, Tampa has no shortage of breweries, and I'm not even going to begin to name any because there are so many, and everyone has their own kind of vibe that you can kind of enjoy. Some have live music, some have DJs, some have game nights, trivia, things of that nature, and there's a spot for just about everyone. With Tampa's growth and it becoming a more bustling area, you can safely assume that coffee plays its role in our society. And there are certainly no shortage of coffee shops. And again, these all have their unique style as well, whether it be some special brew or some specialty drink. Some of them even specialize in pastries, which for me, I love because I am a sucker for sweets. If you're someone who's lived on the coast your whole life, you will appreciate Tampa's seafood. And because we are on the water and on the Gulf, we have access to some of the freshest, best seafood and catches of the day. Some notable catches are grouper, mahi mahi, and of course, that Gulf shrimp. Now, there's going to be those of us that either hate or love this one, and that is brunch. Just to name a couple, if we're talking Tampa, I would point you to Good Eats and a Broken Egg. One thing I've noticed and I can appreciate myself is that Tampa Bay has become a really great place for young couples. Because there's so much to do and so many restaurants, it makes for great date nights. Some of the places that I can name off the top of my head are For Beachy, Ocean Prime, both amongst others really great places to celebrate anniversaries, birthdays, engagement parties, things of that nature. All right, now here's where we get into the nitty gritty. And I did promise you guys some hidden gems. So I'm going to give you guys 10 hidden gems that if you haven't lived here for a while, you probably wouldn't know about. So if you're a boater, there's this island that they've deemed Beer Can Island. And it's located right in between the southern peninsula of Tampa and a city called Apollo Beach on the eastern coast of Tampa Bay. And it's just this small island where boaters kind of go, they pull up, they dock, and you can get off your boat, go onto the island, and just have a day of drinking or relaxing if you'd like. Another spot, also great for couples and families, is Keel Farms. It's a little further east outside Tampa towards Plant City, but it is a family-owned winery and farm where they focus on locally sourced ingredients and they like to remain sustainable. They specialize in fruit wines, but they also have a brewery and restaurant. They host tastings and events. They also have a petting zoo for children, which makes it even more family friendly. If you love farmers markets, then you have to know about the St. Pete Saturday morning market. Now, this market happens every Saturday unless announced otherwise, but you have a ton of local vendors selling all kinds of things. You have flower shops, you have locally sourced and produce honey, and all kinds of things that the list goes on and it's too much to name, but highly encourage you go here if you love supporting local vendors. Now, for my chicken wing lovers out there, there's hardly any good chicken wings in Tampa Bay, but there is this one place in Trinity, a little north of Tampa, called Johnny Brusco's, and they have this homemade sauce. And if you get this sauce on these wings, I promise you, you will not want to eat another chicken wing in Tampa Bay. For my outdoor lovers and beach goers, you have to visit Venice Beach because they are known for their shark tooth hunting. They have fossilized shark teeth from millions of years ago, and at low tide, this is one of the best places in the nation to hunt for them. So, would highly encourage you give this place a visit if you visit Tampa Bay. Now, it's a little further south, about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on traffic, but very easy commute if you're here for a while. For those of you who like boating, kayaking, paddleboarding, you must visit Weeki Wachee River. Now, this is about an hour, hour and a half north of Tampa on the coast of the Gulf. And it is a natural freshwater river that flows into the Gulf of Mexico. And it is absolutely beautiful. You can find manatees, you can find otters, you can find turtles and fish, of course. And if you just plan a day to go out there and enjoy the river, especially during the spring or summertime, it is absolutely beautiful. One of my favorite places to go in all of Tampa Bay. Remember that chain of beaches I mentioned earlier? Well, at the very end of it, on the south end, you have Paso Grill Beach, and it is almost like this secluded part of the chain where it turns into its own little city, and you have this strip of bars and restaurants that are hyper localized. You have a lot of people who go there specifically for these places, and the beach is a little more private than those you get elsewhere. Farmers markets return every third Sunday of the month, with the Mezzo Market in downtown St. Petersburg, just one street off of Central Avenue. Again, very similar to the Saturday morning market, you have a ton of local vendors and food trucks who come to partake in local trade, and it's really great if you want to support local business and um, get to know people within the community. It is very tight knit, so you'll have an opportunity to get in front of a bunch of different faces. If you head north in Pinellas County, you're going to run into the Tarpon Springs Sponge Docks. Now, for my Greeks who may be watching this is a small little Greek town that they've kind of made their own. You have some authentic Greek pastry shops, restaurants, and of course some gift shops as well. And it's called the Sponge Docks because I'm almost certain they farm sponges out of the ocean, and it has become a desired travel destination for those visiting the Tampa Bay area. And the last hidden gem I want to talk about is Ybor City. We're heading back over to East Tampa, where you have this strip of nightclubs and restaurants and authentic Latin culture that is just unmatched. The energy here is absolutely insane, and on any given national holiday, New Year's, Halloween, even Christmas, I'm sure they have all kinds of events, and the streets are just lined with people, and you're bound to have a chaotic but good time. I think it's safe to say if you are living in, relocating, or even just visiting Tampa for a vacation, there are an unlimited amount of things to do. And this is just 50 of the hundreds of things that are available to us here in the Tampa Bay area. We are extremely blessed with good weather, beaches, family oriented locations, events, and military friendly environments where people of all walks of life can come enjoy. It truly is a melting pot of cultures, especially in St. Petersburg, where it's so artsy and people are very eclectic, and everyone seems to just get along, and no one gets caught up in the politics of, certain beliefs or certain walks of life. Everyone respects each other. If you plan on visiting Tampa, please give me a shout and put your recommendations in the comments below for anything I may have missed. And I want to remind you, after watching this video, if you're thinking about relocating to Tampa, I would be honored to earn your business and become your realtor and make sure you find the perfect neighborhood and the perfect home for you and your family. So I'm going to drop my contact information on screen, and please don't hesitate to give me a call, send me a text, shoot me an email, so we can connect and I can get you started on the right path. And don't forget to go down, like, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed what you saw today, and I will be sure to continue putting out more content like this for you guys. And with that being said, I'm going to wrap up the video here, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. Peace.